has like rich cultural history.
Okay.
And there was a famous school in 20s, and they say Russian avant-garde, which is like Vitebsk is part of Belarus. Anyway, there was like a lot of artists working, like Mark Chagall, Malevich. So it was like rich history in the past, but also kind of cultural city in music scene, etc.
Oh, that's nice. So you were heavily surrounded by art.
Yeah, not like heavily, but we like choose intentionally. Me, my sister, like my group of friends. We really wanted to be like in alternative scene. So actually, still rocking.
Still rocking, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, because like we had a rock band, girls rock band.
Oh, stop! Really?
Yeah, in high school.
Oh my gosh.
And we like hanging. We were hanging out also with alternative. Like I don't know, it was a little bit before emo, but it was like alternative rock scene.
Oh wow.
You know, so it was like really difficult to get like right clothes and stuff, but it was very, very special. And it was also so much opposite to like pop music.
Yeah.
Call me home. Call me home. I know it's somewhere, where the sun falls into the sky, also blurred and shimmering, touching my fingertips with warm air and such familiar feeling. Deja vu. I've been here before. Call me home. I'll fall into the bed in a deeper sleep, feeling how years tears apart from my skin. Unresolved questions and worries dissolute like in water. I don't have to search for it anymore.
Hi everybody and welcome to the SJ show. My name is Sunny Jermaine, of course, or SJ if you like, Sunny or Jermaine. People always ask which is your real name. It's actually either of the two, they'll do just fine. This is another episode where we're going to be talking about all things culture, lifestyle, and everything nice and sweet. As you can see, we have somebody nicely dressed. I love the outfit. Yes. Her name? Did I get your pronouns right? Pronouns.
She. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
She, he. Her name is Tasha Arlova, all the way from Belarus.
Thank you.
Hi, welcome.
Hi.
What was that?
Cheers for this.
Oh, cheers for the coffee.
Yeah.
Yay. Oh, welcome to the episode. So
Thank you.
happy to have you here. So, the people have just seen a clip of your new poetry short little film called Call Me Home.
Yeah.
Let's go deep into that. Call
God.
Me Home. You know, as people with migration backgrounds, where is home?
Yeah.
Where did you grow up? And
It's
we'll go
good.
all the way up to Amsterdam.
Yeah. But I think, I mean, regarding this poem, home was like searching something within self, I think, or like creating your own home. That's like my reference, because it's like so difficult to find a home or to feel home when you like move around and change your environments.
Yeah.
And lose your identity and find it again. So I think it's important, but the feeling of like being safe and being cozy and being good with yourself, it's more about, for me, this is about home.
I love that. And when did you write it and shoot it? Where was that you recorded? I couldn't figure out where that location is.
I mean, I wrote it this summer.
Okay.
It's it's...
So it's pretty new.
Yeah, it's new. And I had this horrible crush But you know when you have a crush, like you have like your emotion like exploding. So
that'll
then
do for creativity.
yeah. So you go like really up, and you know, I normally I write my poetry when I'm home or like I wake up in the night, or so it can be very sudden. So that was like one of the night.
Yeah.
So it's like was really like a flow of like now later I read this poetry and I was like, did I write it? Like, it was like it was like
You
very.
sure did. You did.
I did it, yeah, but it was like in a way wiser than I normally feel myself.
Wait, so you normally don't write that much poetry?
I do write, but like when I have this kind of connection, you know, I feel like as almost my subconscious know much more than sometimes I know day to day.
I see.
So that felt like this, and then and then it was like actually a really difficult moment because of this crash. I really like I felt like really unstable and like lost, and it was really intense. So in a way, like the way we showed this moment, it was like really I needed to jump into some dark water, like, or I was in this dark water. I don't know.
How cold was that water?
It was cold. It was in Slaughterplatz lake.
Wait, that's in the Netherlands.
Yeah, it's in Amsterdam.
I'm thinking it's somewhere in Eastern Europe because it looked really dark. I was trying to figure out where could this possibly be.
No, and it was like, you know, it was like it happened like it was meant to be. So I think I could only film it in that state when I was like really in between like two states, like not completely grounded, but like not like losing completely.
Wow.
And then I showed some images I had in my mind to Paulina. She's a cinematographer, and I showed her like some images of dark water, and actually she filmed something like that. So we like really, you know, bind it, and then we went to this lake, and it was like, you know, almost last evening she was like, I'm not sure I can make it, and I'm like, we have to make it tomorrow morning. So it was like 4 or 5 a.m. Like we went all the way to this lake, and it was like a place of power. I used to live in US on that side.
Okay.
So I came there, and like it's happened, like sun and, you know, like this wood and everything.
I would have never thought it was enough.
Yeah. So it felt like Belarus, and oh my god, but I had to swim in this lake. It was just
How long did it take to shoot?
Well, I spent like 3-4 hours in the morning, but like this water was a bit like scary, like, you know.
It looks. I honestly, but I thought it was somewhere in Eastern Europe. It doesn't look. I thought that's a good cinematographer. That's really nice.
Yeah.
You know what? I will be watching the short film documentary awards next year. I'm sure that's gonna be nominated. It looks so beautiful.
Thank you.
I cannot even wait for the award season. I know it's gonna be nominated. If it's not, I'll be the one sending it in.
Okay, just nominate me. No, but it was like, you know. Also, I forgot to mention because Marjan, like a composer, she made music, and it also was like I sent her my piece, and she like came back to me, I don't know, maybe in 1 week, because I sent like 10 different pieces, and she came back and she's like, you know, I composed something briefly, and then I was like, it's a music of my heart, like it's music of my soul. So everyone who participated was like so special in a way. So it's like, I couldn't do this video 2 times, you know, because it's like too much. Like, you don't want to be in the state like too long.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that I could like give it to the world, because like I feel, I don't know, it's difficult, immigration, whatever, crashes, breakups, everything.
Oh my gosh.
Like identity is so difficult, so I'm like glad that it happened, but I don't want to be like second time. I hope next.
Speaking of the crash. Did the crash ever materialize, or it just ended as a crash?
No, it's ended like, I realized it's better to keep it like this.
Okay.
It's given me a lot of poetry.
Okay, that will do.
It's given me a lot of insight, because I kind of was exploring myself, and also like, I don't know, sexuality and these things. It's exploded. Like I really like exploded in ideas and creativity. etc. But I just thought like maybe in real life it's good to keep a bit of distance. I mean,
Well,
it
when
depends.
I have a crush, I like to go for it.
I know, but I mean,
And hope for the best. I prefer that way because I get it out of my system. Oh, hi, I'm crushing on you. What do you think? And well, what's the worst that can happen? I think you get a yes or a no.
yeah, it's true, but it was a bit complicated.
Okay, no, I understand. Anyway, we'll circle back to that. I normally like to ask people about love at the end. So, where in Belarus were you born?
So it's called Vitebsk. It's yeah. Well, it's actually a special town in Belarus because it has like rich cultural history.
Okay.
And there was a famous school in 20s, and they say Russian avant-garde, which is like Vitebsk is part of Belarus. Anyway, there was like a lot of artists working, like Mark Chagall, Malevich. So it was like rich history in the past, but also kind of cultural city in music scene, etc.
Oh, that's nice. So you were heavily surrounded by art.
Yeah, not like heavily, but we like choose intentionally. Me, my sister, like my group of friends. We really wanted to be like in alternative scene. So actually, still rocking.
Still rocking, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, because we had a rock band, girls rock band.
Oh, stop! Really?
Yeah, in high school.
Oh my god.
And we like hanging. We were hanging out also with alternative, like I don't know, it was a little bit before emo, but it was like alternative rock scene.
Oh wow.
You know, so it was like really difficult to get like right clothes and stuff, but it was very, very special. And it was also so much opposite to like pop music and general culture. So I felt like it was nice, and we had like a circle of friends who were photographers. Okay. So in a way, it was nice.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Did you ever record any music in that time?
We recorded. Yeah, we recorded. It's pretty. I mean, it wasn't that bad, but I don't know if I would like come back. Well, I probably could come back. Yeah. Also, our looks were amazing. We were like gothic, all girls band. Like.
How many were you?
5.
Oh, nice.
My sister was a drummer and I was a guitar player.
Oh, that's sweet. That's sweet. Fifth harmony-ish.
Yeah.
That's nice. So then, you have done music.
Yeah.
What brings you to Amsterdam? Shift from east of Europe to the west of Europe.
It was a really long story. I think I like now come back to music, but I made the whole circle of like searching for myself.
Okay. Oh, that's a good place to start.
Yeah. So I mean, that band, like when I was in high school, was doing really nice and promising. Oh, nice. But you know, I was like, how can I stay in a small town? I need to explore. So I went to St. Petersburg, and in a way,
that's
like
Russia, you know?
Yeah, in Russia, and in a way, kind of, you know, group didn't survive. Like they played maybe half a year, but then it was over. Okay. But I did like more regular, actually, management studies. Okay. And I did some photography, and then like, you know, life went fast, and I found myself like working for a big company and like also questioning myself, like
I have to pay the bills.
Yeah.
Being an artist.
Yeah, so I mean, I did explore a lot. I like leave the job, went traveling, and then I came back to Belarus after actually like 7 or 8 years. And then I was like, what's next? And again, lost kind of, but like I said, like there should be something bigger than that. And I came back. Also, one of my hobby was photography. Okay. So I decided to go and study photography. And like I mean, I didn't had much like references. So I talked to my friend, and he told like, no, don't go to Germany. Go to Amsterdam. They have really nice art school there. So I was like, you know, I had like one reference, recommendation of a friend. I'm like, okay, you know, I'm gonna try. Like I did like lots of photography during some years. So I thought like, I'm gonna go for like fashion photography. Okay. So yeah, and then I got admitted first to Royal School of Art in The Hague, and then I changed to Gerrit Rietveld Academy in Amsterdam.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's nice. Also, you can do poetry, you can do music, you can do fashion photography.
Yeah.
I love
Activism.
it. Activism. No, you know what? That's a good one. I always say, or rather, not me. That would be Nina Simone. She says, "How can you not be an artist and not be an activist?"
Yeah, probably.
You just have to reflect the times. It's something that she wants. I think
Yeah.
she was living in the Netherlands at the time, so maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in the air, the art spirit
Yeah,
in the Netherlands.
Probably. Or you never plan a revolution, but like it's happened
Yeah.
that like things happened back home in my country, and it was like very
Yeah.
intensely like affecting me. So
Yeah. So I normally ask people, what was your first passport stamp? I guess that would be Belarus, maybe. Sorry, that would be Russia, maybe.
I'm not sure if they made the stamps. No, I think it's also already like
because it's more or less similar.
close, and I
country.
think there were no borders already.
Okay. Okay. Where was the first country that stood out where you visited and say, "Oh wow, this country stood out"?
I mean, I think my first trip was to Spain.
Spain.
Yeah, but then it's went like all the way.
Okay.
Actually, maybe second country I visited was trip to Italy, and then I had a short stopover in Amsterdam.
Oh, okay.
It was the only visit actually in Amsterdam, and then I came back in years.
Ah.
But it was really, really brief meeting. So
I see. That's nice.
yeah,
So, what language do you speak in Belarus?
I speak Russian.
Everybody speaks Russian.
It's a long history. Sort of Belarus could after Soviet fall.
Union,
Yeah, it could go different ways, and it was going toward more Belarus language and culture, and then Lukashenko came in power, and it was a lot of Russification, politics.
Okay.
And in a way, a kind of population embraced it also because it was easier to go to work to Russia,
Yeah.
etc. But it's a pity because I think 90% now in Belarus speak Russian and 10% speak Belarusian.
Oh, so there is an actual language called Belarusian.
Yeah.
Oh,
I also speak it. Yeah, I can speak
really?
it.
How different is it from Russian?
It's different. It's closer to Ukrainian, I would say.
Oh.
But it's Slavic language, so of course a lot of similarities.
One of the most famous Russian words, babushka. Everybody knows babushka. Oh.
Yeah. But now it's kind of because in 2020 there was a big protest, and
yes, I remember.
it's also pushed a wave of people looking back to their culture and the language. So now, actually, if I go to meeting with diaspora, Belarusian diaspora here, maybe half of people speak Belarusian.
Oh, really? Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So it's intentional because it's language you have to learn. You have to really push yourself to speak it because it's naturally also a lot of people they understand, but they would respond in Russian, etc. So it's intention you have to fight to find literature, etc.
Oh my gosh, that's so impactful for me to hear you say that, because I've been thinking exactly the same thing, to be intentional about my mother language from Zimbabwe, which is Ndebele. It's because it's you no longer have a chance to speak it anymore, first of all, because you're in a Western country. So the few people that you come across is oh my God, let's hold on to it. But of course, I'm curious about your experience, because when people from, the Netherlands is a really international country.
Yeah.
So everybody kind of speaks English, but then when you're in a big group of people, that community speaks their language, that community speaks their language. How are you managing that when you're in a large setting of people, if it happens to you?
For me, I mean, that people switch their languages. I mean, I don't mind, but I speak mostly English here.
Okay.
There's a bit of Dutch.
Okay.
Well, of course, I mean, if I speak, if I find Russian speakers, we do speak Russian. With Belarusian a bit more difficult because it went as some in a brain you have a lot of things. So sometimes it's mixed with Dutch, which is so weird because it's become a foreign language. So I need a bit to work on it.
Okay.
To bring it back to better level.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy that at least you have big group of Belarusian people where you
Yeah,
can
yeah. I mean,
actually
it's formed.
practice.
It's actually it's happened like after protest. People really. So we really built this community with events, with meetings.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, that's clever. I should do that.
Yeah, but it was like it was a such strong push, you know. It was like everybody was so nervous and like things were happening in Belarus. So it was like nobody really like organized. I mean, there was some organizer, but like I worked on cultural events and with other people we did like exhibitions. So suddenly there was a lot of places where we could meet.
Okay.
And like ideas that we like shared that like this fucking government is ridiculous and what it's doing it's ridiculous and we need to do something about it, and it was like very vivid. So this idea united without like strong push. Now when it's like, you know, there was like a lot of repressions and people for some moment were disappointed, now you do like need an extra step to like bring people again. But I feel like some people left community, but some still there and they're still doing work. So
that's so nice.
Yeah. So it's
is the church element, because another clever thing that my viewers appreciated. Somebody that I once interviewed said they were born in an African country, but then they moved to Netherlands when they were a baby. So she said that she went to churches. That's where she found a community. So in the Belarusian community, is there
I'm not
religion
sure.
elements?
I mean, some people, because maybe I'm not really,
not religious. Okay.
yeah, but there are some celebrations which are more special to Belarus.
Okay.
Like for example, we have like a holiday, Kupale, which is like I think in July, and it's some kind of, I mean, it's more like traditional pagan celebration, I would say, where like people jump over fire and like, and you know,
oh my gosh.
and do like I don't know how to say what would like make circles and like and also do something for your hair, like flowers, whatever. So it's like it has some certain meaning. Or for example, we have when it's like Christmas, we have Kaladi. Okay. Which is something else. So I mean, it's something really nice to celebrate together.
I see.
Yeah. And you do want some kind of identity, a bit related to your background.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's maybe not so religious, but we try to like some common joint activities. Like we have some people who do like ceramics, for example.
Okay.
And she makes workshop for ceramics. So it's so we like or like
something like this.
Yeah, even more beautiful. I'll show you. Like we have one very special artist. So I mean, so we or like cultural events. So in a way, maybe it's a part where I lived. The religion was not so strong. Although my mom is like really like.
I was about to go there. Walk me through your journey in non-religion. Was your family religious?
Not so much. I mean, you know that in Soviet times that like religion was kind of prohibited. So you need like to make churches were closed, etc. But my mom, she really like she always like send me some like small icon or something. So she does go to church.
Nowadays. Or
Yeah. I mean, but it's because we have like Orthodox church.
Yeah.
And then it was so funny because I don't know the English name for it. Like when you baptized. So my father, he wasn't baptized because normally it happens when you're a child. You don't really choose it. Yeah. And I remember my grandmother and my mother, they were all like a bit pressuring him because like you're 40, what if something happens, you're not baptized? So he went like when he was 40 or something. And it's so funny, it's like not really present, you know, they don't go like, okay, maybe my mom goes on Sundays or sometimes she goes, but normally people don't even go, but they do like, it's such a mix of like, some traditions are probably from pagan times and some of them from like Orthodox church. So some of them like sayings, it's like should be better do like this and don't do like this, like, you know. So it's still like some superstition, etc. But I'm not that religious. So, but my family, their generation, still like they really go with like traditions. It's important for them.
That's interesting. And how are you finding the Netherlands? How is this country for you? We're in the middle of winter. It's been raining. It's a bit cold.
Yeah.
But not as
Spiritually.
cold. Spiritual. True. Yes. I've read an article. A Dutchman once said that the Netherlands is spiritually cold. Yeah,
Maybe.
a few years ago. Yeah, it was in the news.
Yeah, I kind of, I had my hard times like here. I don't know what to say. It's like a gender. I don't want to say it like general, but I kind of finding my way through.
Okay.
But I do need like some kind of spirituality in some or another way.
Okay.
And for me, I mean, drinking tea together or coffee is also something like a ritual, and a lot of things which I'm coming back to things are important to me, and it's whatever is it, like astrology or like different things. Like,
I love my astrology too.
yeah.
What's your star sign?
Aries.
It's alright, nice. And how long have you been in the Netherlands, by the way?
5.5 years.
Oh wow, 5.5, almost
Yeah.
half a decade. Wow.
Oh my god!
It sounds a lot.
Old?
Yeah, half a decade. Oh, so are you planning to stay? I mean, you've been here for long.
Yeah, it's a good question. It's like also my special year. I'm 33.
Okay.
Age of Christ. Jesus.
Yes.
So actually, it was like a special year to me also to reconsider.
Okay.
So I even don't know what to say about the Netherlands because I'm changing so much. So also my view on my experience changing because I felt like it sounds horrible, but I felt like I kind of died here and reborn again.
Oh really?
So
how?
I don't know, it was really difficult to like lose my identity and things which I felt like, or like it was like different stages of kind of rejecting your roots, fighting with your roots, fighting with your country dictatorship.
Oh yeah.
Like rethinking. I think it was more with a process in psychology. I also like psychology. Of separation when you can see
that
more clearly.
Yeah.
So you can see and appreciate your roots, but also understand that you're a different kind of person, and also you don't have to merge like necessarily like to Dutch culture, but you do like bring a lot of elements from Dutch or international culture in your art or in your personality.
Yeah.
But it was like I felt it was. I don't know.
It stretched you.
It did, and I'm like, I don't know. I'm happy to be myself now, like kind of coming again like through the circles, and making like a conscious choice. Why it was so hard? Like I'm just like I don't know. So that's why I'm like there is so much. For me, so much pain associated to the Netherlands. Like this journey was so hard, and sometimes like maybe I can like. Move on, like to move to a different place just to like refresh, or like I need to really arrive in a different state. But I kind of now I start to see also Amsterdam differently because I moved in Amsterdam like 15 times.
Oh really?
Yeah. So it was like really a lot of like a lot of hustle, a lot of side jobs.
Moving is a hustle.
Yeah. So this like and now kind of rewriting my own history, like but also there are nice parties, or like. Or I did my first exhibition here, or like I stood up, maybe first time I was on TV here actually. Or like there was things, or like I really gained again like my identity, but like with a I don't know, or like my personality like become much more comfortable about it. So it's like there are a lot of stories related to Amsterdam. It's definitely a special place.
Oh, that's nice.
I don't so but. Whether I'm gonna stay or not, I'm like, I will see. Because if I really want to stay, then I'm like, then I need to learn the language, like really, like make it work.
Make it work, yeah.
And
but I think everybody struggles with language. That's natural.
So it's a bit of a decision I have to make, and like now I'm a bit on this stage.
And how is your Dutch? Did you go for classes, if any, or?
I did went to classes, and I also I passed my exams.
Okay.
And times like I can understand a lot, so I feel like maybe I need to grab and just understand how much I know and how much I don't know. But it was just also very scary, like from this part, like to say hi to your neighbors and like small talk to really go into it. And I'm also because I write lyrics in English and Russian, so I'm like how much I can spend on Dutch and how much I still need to improve my English.
I
So it's like a
see,
bit of,
I
you know.
understand. Okay. So you speak Russian,
Russian, Belarusian, English, a bit of Dutch.
and a
Yeah.
bit of Dutch. About 4 languages. That's amazing. That's amazing.
Well, you speak how many?
A few.
You speak too
6.
many.
Well, Dutch is like my 7th, but still.
Yeah.
For me, I find it easier to read Dutch.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I
compared
do.
to-
Yeah.
Oh, you do too?
Yeah, I also I do read.
Okay. Yeah, I find it. I just cannot hear what Dutch people are saying.
Oh, you know, I had a special experience. I went to my neighbor. He's a rapper.
Oh, okay.
So I really went for this experience to theater. I forget his name, but so he had he was born in U.S. and he has special stories from U.S. of his friends, how he was raised,
Yeah.
and then it was all in Dutch actually. I was just so sneaky, hope nobody asked me too much question when I'm going there because they're gonna figure out I don't speak the language.
You don't speak the language.
But I mean, I could understand half of it, but then I also saw how much language gives you you know, additional layer of information and flow. And I found Dutch language in poetry quite intriguing and nice. It's it has its sound. It's interesting. So I was I need to find something inspiring, you know, to learn, not just I want to go to Albert
School, yeah, okay.
But maybe I want to understand poetry or something like this, you know.
Oh, that's a good tip.
Yeah.
Okay,
Always good with tips, but well, sometimes I follow. But I went to this concert. I enjoyed, you know, I understand half of it, but it was really special. It was a different layer for me.
Oh, that's sweet. That's so nice. Oh, that's cool. So you had your first exhibition here. That was fashion photography as well? Or?
Oh well, I'm trying to understand or to remember which one was the first. So I mean, I had a few because I had group exhibitions. The one I organized, that was more like a Belarusian protest. But I felt actually this work, Call Me Home, I felt was my main work so far, in terms of visual background, photography, cinematography, and poetry coming together. So I consider that my in a way full expression.
Coming home.
Yeah. So it's a and then start of something. So that was for me very special. I was in Felix Meredith's beautiful location with a lot of people, and there I kind of decided, okay, I'm going into music and poetry and rapping and visuals. So I'm kind of found myself.
Yeah.
Where I feel so then I consider it, although I had more exhibition before, but that was really important for me, to feel I feel myself complete. I don't know, that's help. That's a bit of maybe therapy or self-exploration or this kind of things. For me, it's very personal.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's it. Well, speaking of the title, Call Me Home, do you miss Belarus?
Oh my, I miss it so badly. For a moment, I was that summer, I was fuck. Because also, you know that the flights are cancelled to Belarus because of restrictions.
Okay, yeah.
And also, I'm not sure if I can come back because I was I had some publication in Dutch media, so I was it's kind of risky. But the thing is, I really wanted to go home, almost I wanted to walk, there and just lay down.
Yeah.
It's maybe sounds a bit creepy, on grave of my grandma.
No.
But it was very special. It's a special hill in a countryside, in a village where my mother was born.
Yeah.
And it's it's really beautiful with the trees and that place. I remember this feel sometimes because I felt a bit dried here, dried up, without some kind of connection. And then I felt I really want to be there.
Yeah.
And I even booked ticket, but then I got such strong anxiety if I'm going home.
Yeah.
If they arrest me or something.
No,
I couldn't fly, so I just didn't fly.
I understand.
But I kind of went over this, but that at some moment it was unbearable. I really wanted to be, and I don't know if that's a feeling of connection, of this really landing and feeling. Now I kind of feel still this connection.
Okay.
With my family, it's get better.
Yeah.
It's get better, but I mean, of course, I'd love to be
I can imagine. Well, I mean, I suppose 5 years is it's quite a long time. So have
no,
you
I haven't been there 2.5 years.
Oh, 2.5 years.
Since last
Oh,
protest.
since the protest began.
Yeah.
And so where do you find yourself now with the conflict that Russia has entered into with Ukraine? How does the Belarusian community in the Netherlands feel about it?
No, it's actually hard. It was really hard because in a way, because I took because for me also this protest in 2020 in Belarus was so significant and so I was like a bit naive maybe how things should work. So it was very harsh. Like it was going lower and lower and lower in terms of like repressions. But we also did a great job in the Netherlands in terms of like people didn't know Belarus before. I mean, they even call it Wit Rusland, which is not correct. But we fight it like in many ways. Like community was built. There was a lot of efforts to build image of Belarus that we wanted to, and also, it was important. Like I know that people, it was always like gray zone, like this post-Soviet, really. All Russia, for people here. So I did we did so much to show like how people resisted. For me it was important, because we had like this very loose identity. We before we didn't know, what's Belarus about? And with this protest it was like a lot of honor, a lot of freedom fighters, etc.
Yeah.
And so all this job done, and we really, and then when war started, and Belarus sort of government which we fighted for was inside of Russia,
jumped in,
and then all this also all this the flights were blocked before, but putting everything together with Russia for me was heartbreaking. And also a lot of people at first they feel guilt and everything but that's the regime we fight it with. And then also I saw a lot of accusations that to Belarusians that they don't protest against war. People just didn't know in what condition Belarus democratic society, if you can say so, was in, and how people continue working, but how dangerous it is. So in a way, for me, also I was sort of social media can be so judging.
Oh yes.
So in a way, yesterday we were good guys, next day we're bad guys, and for me it was half a year I spent just to understand. Because I felt we were building something, and then I thought it was ruined.
Yeah.
But now we're at the point, because a lot of people still did a lot of volunteer work, helped Ukrainian refugees here, etc. So and now because we're just exhausted after so many time repression that's still really hard. And now I'm more what we do about culture, whatever we do, or political prisoners in Belarus, or things that's important for us, that's important for community. It doesn't matter what people think. People always would judge, etc. I don't want to put into ashes all the efforts we did. It was important for us. Most important, maybe it's brought some interest, or maybe some people knew a bit more. But I review it a bit on a scale which is manageable for myself to see, and not oh my god, it's ruined, if somebody did something, or somebody is judging, or sanctions, putting together society and regime. It's it's complicated. It's just complicated, and it's
I've seen it. I was once in a workshop. There were people from Ukraine and there were people from Russia. So we managed to spend the whole few days of the workshop, but on the final day, conflict sort of broke out, and that's just something that living in a country like the Netherlands brings, is because it puts different people with different stories, but from the same country or same region or same histories in one place, not deliberately, but it's just how it is that you're going to meet somebody, you're saying that the Belarusian community, you discover here that, oh wait, we have our own language after all. We need to revive it, we need to preserve it. And so it was sad because obviously the Russians here do not support the war, but then things can go.
And there are different people, and it's never judge the whole nation. there are people who do support and who do not support. There are people who are activists, who are not activists.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I kind of get in a way a little bit of this general like responsibility because I feel like and also I used to like take everything upon myself like
really?
it's unbearable like
Oh no.
so and then I'm like now no you're not gonna like talk like to me like that or not like I know what I'm doing and I know where I'm standing for and I know how to fight it like if everybody would fight like as this like I did my part
you did
a
your
lot
part, yeah.
so I'm not gonna like let people judge me or like accuse me of something I didn't do so and it's complicated and it's thick but I feel like now I don't have problem about it I mean I still my heart is crying about like watching news it's like so close it feels like our neighbors like Ukraine so this part I'm also like I don't have like I don't know like it's so big in a way
it's an interesting situation that the world found itself in.
And this is like I just realized at some point that it's maybe a bit too big for me like at some moment I just felt so much of it so I felt like I need get a bit of distance just to feel myself because like it's so easy to burn out as an activist. So I kind of that's what maybe poetry helped me a little bit not to like represent a wider group of people but actually represent myself and my feelings because as they're complicated and I find it better like to work on my like measurable scale of my music or my poetry or things that
Oh, that's so interesting. Yeah, because we have it in the LGBT community as well. That whenever you open your mouth somewhere, everybody says the spokesperson of the LGBT community. Like, oh no.
I don't like it. I also didn't want to be like spokesperson for Belarus. Like, oh, come on, no, please not. I mean, we did something like we did something nice in the Netherlands. I could share my experience of organizing cultural events that can be like educative or they can be supportive for community of like educative for people around. That's it. Exactly, a bit of and
that's a good way to put it, that you needed some space for yourself and not be consumed by the movement.
Because also it can be like whatever, then you like really consider your words and what if you say something it becomes too much in a way.
I understand. So do you have any siblings or were you
I do. I have a sister.
Just two of you. That's nice. How is it like being a sibling? I'm always curious about how people experience being a sibling or parenting, whichever of the two.
Okay. Well, no, I mean we were always close. I mean we played in this music band.
She was also in the band, by the way.
Yes. But now I mean we kind of completely it's a like different lifestyle. She has 3 kids. Lovely. I mean I have my favorite niece, Lila. She lives with her husband in Germany.
Okay.
So actually we both kind of fly away.
Yeah, it's close enough.
But it's closer. So it's nice, but it's also like we used to be so close. So for me now it takes time to like rethink like we're really different, and I feel like I'm not sure if she understands completely my lifestyle as an artist. I feel like she thinks maybe it's a bit too crazy, but sometimes now she starts to ask some fashion advice.
Oh yes, come on.
But but at least I come like recently I was with my niece. She likes rap.
Oh really? Okay.
So and then we
bring the poetry in.
And then like we went shopping and I felt like okay I can share something or like we play drums but with her, so I'm glad when I can share my part of my like fire.
That's
and nice. I feel like my niece now is more like maybe we like really connecting.
She's edgier.
But I hope to bring her and my sister to Amsterdam because they haven't visited me here. So.
Okay, they need to come check it out. Nice, so sweet. Well, I have another last but not least question. I like to call it the head scratch question.
Oh my god.
Well, between the 2 countries you visited before that you mentioned, Germany or Spain, choose one.
Oh wow! What's this question? I mean, I said like Berlin or Barcelona.
Okay, we can do that. Berlin or Barcelona. Which is the vibe you would go for?
Damn. Again, not.
It gets harder. More head
gets
scratching.
harder. No, weather of Barcelona and maybe.
Oh, no.
Culture
Choose
Berlin.
choose one.
I can't. That's
No,
that's
no.
my problem. I always want both. You know.
No, that's why it's a head scratch question. It has to make.
Okay, I would go for Berlin then.
You go for Berlin?
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't know why.
Berlin is a vibe.
Yeah, I just felt like very comfortable there.
Okay.
And my tattoo artist lives now in Berlin.
Okay.
And I have some connection, but yeah. But I mean, of course, food and weather.
Yeah, the weather. Well, speaking of the weather, there's some snow expected, so
Oh shit.
we are not going to be wearing that outside.
I have my jacket.
Oh, nice. Well, Tasha, thank you so much. I had a lovely
you.
conversation
It
with
was
you.
so
It's
nice
always
to talk to
nice
you.
talking to you, always.
After camera, we talk about your crushes.
It's a book.
Okay, nice.
That's so nice.
It's like second episode.
Oh, we need another one.
Then I interview you.
Yes, no problem. Absolutely. So, good people, thank you so much for watching this episode of the SJ Show. Obviously, there's more. You can just click on the link down there. And of course, to see Tasha's projects, especially Call Me Home, which is her short YouTube film which just dropped recently. The link is also down there. And do nominate her for awards. We need awards up in here. Yeah, and also follow her on social media as well. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
See you soon.
See you soon.
Bye, everybody. Abadu.
Cheers.
Oh, cheers. Look at me not drinking.